All right. Hello. Welcome to the stream. So, uh, first things first, we're just gonna go look at our spoiler card for today. So today, our spoiler card is Charging Rhino. This is a wild champion, one cost champion, and it's 15-16. And if you have Frenzy, which means an opponent has more cards in hand than you, then your champions have Breakthrough. So if let's say you have 2 cards in hand, your opponent has 3 cards in hand, Charging Rhino has Breakthrough, all of your other champions have Breakthrough. And this is not the kind of ability that is just checked when you play it. If you have Charging Rhino out and you're attacking and they block, and you both have the same number of cards in hand, you could play something, and now you have less cards in hand, so your Rhino and all of your champions have Breakthrough. So I guess you could compare this to something like Burrowing Worm, which is an 18-18 with Breakthrough. But unlike how Burrowing Worm has Breakthrough on its own, you can play this and then attack with other champions because they'll have Breakthrough right away. So it can be more of an immediate threat in the right circumstances. Yeah. So anyway, let's get into it. Let's play some Epic. All right, I think that we started playing a deck. There's this aggressive bounce deck, so we're gonna try playing some more with that. Basically, this deck that I'm playing with is it's a evil and sage deck that is just very bounce heavy. We have a game against the cutter here. Close that up. So what we're doing in this deck is we have some zero cost champions, a lot of zero cost champions, and we're trying to play these aggressive cards like Little Devil and pressure our opponent so that we can then come down with something like a Helion to attack, or a Smash and Burn to make our zero cost bigger, or even just something like an Erase to remove our opponent's champion, and or replay our Little Devil. And we're just going to keep applying pressure with our zero cost champions and try and get advantage that way. You know, one thing this deck could use, I think, is Juggernaut. You might want to put Juggernaut into this deck. You could cut down, potentially, on some of the evil cards, and then make this more of a Sage heavy deck. That could definitely happen. I think while we're waiting for Cutter here, I'm just going to make some changes. Go into the deck builder. I think No Escape might be a little too on the nose. It's difficult to use. You don't always have a target to break. You don't always have something to bring back. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the No Escape and the Grave Demon here. And then I'm going to cut 2 zero cost cards. So it'll probably be something like 2 Corpse Takers, 1 Guilt Demon. Or maybe 1 Corpse Taker, 2 Guilt Demons. I think I like this. And then that lets us put some more Sage cards in. So I think we want to play some Juggernauts, just as another aggressive Punisher. And then 1 other Sage 1 cost card. So in place of that Grave Demon we were playing earlier, we can play Erratic Research, which is quite similar. But instead of having an 8/8, we'll draw 2 cards. So it fulfills a very similar role. And we can always find Sage zeros to play. We can go ahead and toss in maybe some Warrior Golems. Maybe we even want 3 Warrior Golems, and we'll just cut a maybe Shadow Imp. I really do like Shadow Imp in this deck, but Warrior Golem just has a lot of versatility. So it's more in the direction that we want to go, where we can just keep applying pressure. I mean, so is Shadow Imp, really. Maybe we'll just cut some of the discard Bile Hate. Not entirely sure. I think we'll go down the haste retreat right now. We'll just try and keep our deck consistent. Alright, so it's looking something like this. One-offs are great when you already have all the cards you want to play, but if you want to play more of a card, then I think that's totally reasonable to just cut your one-offs. So we're going first here. Frenzy, yeah, Frenzy is basically one of the new mechanics. It is active while your opponent has more cards in hand than you. We're gonna go ahead, we're going first. This is one of the reasons why I also think Juggernaut would be good. It would be a great opener. What are we doing? I think we're keeping our draw 2. And probably the Drain Essence is fine. We could even toss that since it's not really an on-turn play. Alright, this is good. Think of this as a really small T-Rex, right? It's a 3-1 T-Rex. Alright, we're good here. We're not going to just fling our Shadow Imp out without a play to follow it up. Alright. Force Mage Apprentice to take down our Shrewd Swindler and a Warrior Golem. Maybe playing something similar. I think we're taking the damage here. I have to save this Ember just for the Sea Titan. Alright, this looks good to us. Now we can just draw 2 again. Now our opponent might be tempted to play the Warrior Golem here and swing. Looks like they are not going to do that. So I'm just going to break all champions now. Another option would be to bounce everything, but I don't have a way to actually take out the Force Mage Apprentice, which would be great. But because of that, we're just going to be breaking all champions. Probably going to be getting out this Guild Demon here, but we're going to wait and see what our opponent does. Yeah. It's the Tiny and T-Rex, right? T for Tiny. Maybe it's Teeny Rex. You're just gonna pass? Alright. So we spent our gold and they didn't, so they don't have plays to make, I guess. Yeah, I'll take 4. They basically have to spend their gold first because we know they don't have a way to spend their gold off turn. There's gonna be Misguided Heralds here. Probably. Try and find something that gives card advantage. So I'll things happen. They just dealt 2 damage to us with the Force Mage Apprentice, and they're playing Misguided Heralds, preparing the Force Mage Apprentice. And the Misguided Herald's looking at the top 5. It's going to find a Misguided Heralds. It's going to find a War Machine, likely. No loyalty. Okay. Sounds good to me. Probably gonna end up Drain Essencing the Force Mage Apprentice of all things. I think it is the most threatening. It just says a lot about the situation, I guess. We could get in for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We could get in for 20 if we went Shadow Imp, Guild Demon, Time Walker. Kind of tempted to do the double Guild Demon just to empty the discard pile. I think we're probably no escaping this turn on the War Machine, getting back our board clear. Let's go ahead and start attacking with these Guild Demons, I think. Shut off Lessons Learned. Zombie Apocalypse might be really good for this deck. Not sure it needs the raw card advantage from cards like Streets on Another Gudgeon. It has plenty. It seems like it has plenty of time to draw 2 cards because it has less action going on. Man, it's seeming more and more likely that we're going to Time Walker here. We are going to. Maybe we'll do the Shadow Imps first. Alright. Our opponent has a lot in hand. They have 2 Misguided Heralds and a War Machine and a Warrior Golem. But, you know, they'll have to play those out. Yeah, they can just have those back. No big deal. Have some cards. Plenty of cards. I mean, it's possible Cutter won't even have an off-turn play to make here. Just start the turn. Or it'll be like Drain Essence by Time Walker or something. Yeah, I think these no escapes have to go. A bit awkward. Banishing to draw 2. That's what I like to see. I like to see it because now it's 9 cards in hand. And I will block with this if the war... Okay. Sure, I'll take the 2. It's gonna be a War Machine. No recycle for you. This guide. Looking for a memory spirit. Getting back nothing. Sounds good to me. I'm just gonna draw 2. So there's a War Machine and a Misguided Herald in hand. The one thing about this memory spirit is it does prevent our our Guild Demon from attacking, which is relevant. I'm gonna go ahead and attack with this Time Walker. And if it gets blocked with this Misguided Herald, I'll probably no escape the memory spirit, then attack with the Guild Demon and eat the Misguided Herald out of the discard pile. Go ahead and get back another Guild Demon here. I could just pass. I guess another memory spirit would be problematic. Go ahead and get rid of it, just in case there's like a final task or something. Kill demons for days. Oh, surprise attack memory spirit. Not ideal for us. I mean, not memory spirit, Misguided Herald. Probably Juggernaut, honestly. That's what I would do. A good memory spirit back that surprise attack would also be fine. And then that way your memory spirit, your Misguided Herald doesn't die. It's not bad either. Manage my discard pile, recycle. It's pretty good. Still War Machine in hand, so I don't want to go all out with the zeros, unfortunately. I'm probably just going to be taking 8 in the air here. Theoretically, Cutter knows about my Guild Demon and two of my Shadow Imps. Sure. These Shadow Imps are just annoying pests. A lot of the time you just have to ignore them. They're like those little bugs that you can't quite smack. Alright, we're very happy to do this here. We can just come in for 10. Opponent has to react first. Basically kind of have to do something. Taking 10's a lot to just take. Yeah. This is good for us that they have to react. I don't know if it's going to be enough. We don't have a lot going on here. Interesting. Reveal one to return that to hand. That seems like a mistake. I can replay it now. Well, let's see what happens there. Banish both of those. You can have all those back. Yeah, you can just have those all back. You're welcome. Alright. I think we're getting a lot of cards banished at this point. What is he, 27? I guess there's still another 23 that we haven't seen. Well, it's very winnable here. I think in that situation, it maybe just went right to bounce nothing and try to go for the block, but it is dangerous to things. Take a 2. Nothing to do there. Just take the 2. I'm guessing there's going to be a, oh, misguide. Interesting. Just keep getting more stuff. Veldin, sure. The misguide, this is the 3rd time this misguide's come out. Oh, man. Misguide's found a misguide, it's found memory spirit, it's found Veldin. Question is, does this bounce my thing? I guess it does. It's fine with me. I'm gonna block it with the Shadow Imp, and then we're gonna play a Thought Plucker probably. Maybe an Erase. Probably Thought Plucker. Could use some more cards. Look at this. I think we've got enough damage to nuke him. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and we can do all of this a second time. We have 22 coming down the pipe. Well, if there's a Rager last year, we just died, but ignoring that possibility, I think we're good. Or Flame Strike would also kill us if the Shadow Imp gets replayed. That'd be unfortunate. Alright, dead to Flame Strike, dead to Fires of Rebellion, dead to a couple things that deal 7. I think we got this though. I think we do. Surprisingly. It's a ridiculous game. We're just gonna die to some random Fires of Rebellion or something. That'd be kinda funny. There's a Wolfspite, alright. Okay, yeah, that was like, what, no recycle? Gonna draw some cards there. How do we want to do this? Maybe Shadow Imps first. Thing is, they don't know about the little double, so let's do Shadow Imps first. Also the smallest amount of damage. I'm thinking the order will be Shadow Imp, little double, Guild Demon. Quell to banish zeros, sure. So we can do 7 twice is 14. Let's not show off the erase. How do I handle this? Could little double in again. Does seem somewhat better to hold. I guess if we use it, it has to be dealt with here. Let's use it. You can just misguide as many times as you want. If that misguide gets replayed, it'll be the 4th time it's been played. That misguide has been played this game. It's kind of funny. Alright, we're looking good. Still pretty dangerous though. 11 cards in hand over there. Sure. Do I want to erase my own Guild Demon? Do I want to banish that card? Or do I want to return that to hand? I think it's probably just return the Veldin to hand. So I didn't want to show off the erase last turn. Plus now, they have to discard 4. It's a pretty nice deal for us. Just a casual discard 4 to maximum hand size. Oh man, the silly thing about these decks is sometimes you just give your opponent so many cards they have to not play any of them. So let's go ahead and I guess we'll just Guild Demon and get rid of the Misguide Herald. And the Wyvern. Probably the worst one to bring for the opponent to bring back this turn. Wyvern, whatever you want to call it. Could get like a surprise attack Misguide Herald here, but this way we just don't have to worry about something like. Alright, there's a Wolf's Bite. Go ahead and Little Devil. Ooh, are we gonna get it with the Smash and Burn? The Smash and Burn lethal? Oh man. I don't know. We both have a gold up still. It's probably better for me just to Corpse Taker Time Walker. Slow roll it. We'll see what happens here. Ooh, that's spicy. Could get back a Thought Plucker and return both of those to hand. So kill the wolf, return the War Machine to hand. Not a bad play. Could also break all or play Misguide Heralds. Don't really have a lot of good things that we would hit with the Misguide Heralds. So yeah, I think the play is just Corpse Taker and Time Walker. Alright, we're hanging on a prayer here. We only have 7 health. 7's not a lot of health. Could just die. Like I said, this person could just be playing. Cutter could just be playing 3 surprise stacks. I guess we saw a Kong, right? We did see a Kong. Probably 3 surprise stacks, 1 Kong. Probably no burn except for the Force Mage Apprentices. We have more Drain Essences in our deck, I think. We used one, so we should have another 2 in our deck. It's our health gain. Oh man. This game is so close. I don't know who the winner is going to be. Looks like surprise attack? Alright. I like that play. Just go ahead and drop a Thought Blocker then. Doesn't matter. The cutter would be discarding a card anyway. We're playing this Thought Blocker as kind of a tempo draw 2 here. Should be thought of as such. That's a nice Drain Essence right there. We'll come in with this Time Walker and probably pass after that. We'll see. You just discard Gudgeon and Smash and Burn. Misguide again. There's a lot of misguides being played this game. I mean, Kong's pretty good. Get rid of my Time Walker instead of just returning it to hand again. For good. Alright, sure. Could just go all in on these Thought Pluckers. That doesn't seem like a bad plan. A little weak to Flash Fire, but our opponent's played all of their 0-cost ways to get rid of it. They've played 3 Wolf's Bites. They do have Lash in their deck. That's good to know. They probably have 3 Lashes. Could have Spike Trap actually. Resurrection to draw 2. That's what I like to see. Maybe they do a Flash Fire in their deck? I don't know. Gonna keep coming in with these. Get our card draw going. We get some free damage as well. If this connects, might just be able to get their Helion. Can play Helion. Return Shadow Imp to hand. We could also go Time Walker. And then also try and get him with Keeper of Secrets. Seems safer. What about this play? Turn Shadow Imp to hand. Use Shadow Imp and Misguide Herald to gain control of Kong until end of turn. We'll spite the Misguide Herald. Choosing 2 to recycle. Swing with Kong. Seems good. Shadow Imp to block. Alright. That's fine. They're not out of the woods yet. We've got a Shadow Imp here, and then we also have a Keeper of Secrets. Alright. Good game, Cutter. That was a ridiculous game. I like that it showcased what this deck does. I'm going to try and build something a bit more aggressive for this next one, because that one did end up going pretty long. Maybe we'll just play something that I've played with that is pretty fast. This plays Untargetable deck again. This one's pretty fun. Either you win or they win pretty quick. Alright, we'll do that. So the deck that I just queued with, oh, it's actually, I think this one's more updated. I should use the more updated one. The way this deck works is you just play these large champions, and that are difficult to remove, and then you just pump all of them at the same time by giving them some kind of evasion, like unblockable or breakthrough, so that even if you have 2 out, then your opponent might just die. That's the plan. So I'm just going to play it here again to get a refresher. While we wait for an opponent here. The strong end. Like the opponent's going first here, so we want an off-turn play, probably Ancient Chant. Probably to follow up Ancient Chant, Misguide Herald's good. Sea Titan. Just use a Misguide. Source and Kong. Shooting itself. Alright. We don't really have another play to make, so we're just drawing 2 here. Kong's pretty good though. Alright, no play to follow it up. Just gonna block that and see what happens. Wolf Spike. I'm just gonna try and get a body down. Get back our Kong, probably. Maybe we'll get back the Ancient Chant and draw a card from it returning to hand. I did not really realize the opponent's gold hadn't been spent, but this is a great outcome for us. Just because our opponent has so few cards in hand at this point. Gonna Keeper of Secrets and Misguide Herald to recycle both of these away. Grab a Steel Golem. Seems good. Yeah. Guess we'll swing with it. Might as well. Sure. That's alright. I'm gonna leave this up just to block the Kong, honestly. Yeah, we can just throw this is just a just get cold. Get rid of the Flame Strike. And then let's just go ahead and play a Sage card to recycle here. You just maybe we'll Frantic Digging away the Ancient Chant first. So maybe we'll draw 2 cards. Just let it die. I don't have a good way to recycle. Neither of us has spent our gold. That's fine. We're going to swing in for 13 then. Seems good. Seems good. Let's get a blocker out there. Soak up this, Soak up this Kong. Already know about the Ancient Chant. And we can go ahead and show off, like, a Frantic Digging. Which can't really be played around. Might as well attack just in case they have nothing. Because 13's a lot to just take. And then, I guess a Warrior Golem would be lethal. Just toss an Ancient Chain here and see if we can get it. Alright. Too big. We're going to discard Flame Strike doesn't seem very useful here. And I don't think we need Chronicler either. Let's go to an Ambush Champion, but we have Surprise Attack and Lesson Learned. So like here we just Flame Strike them. This game worked out pretty well. I mean, we just jumped some attacks and we just came in with Steel Golem twice and after the Flame Strike. I mean, that's basically how it's supposed to play. Do another go here. Maybe this time we'll do token stack. I struggle against tokens. Just because the random big champions can be blocked easily. On 21st, so we'll keep a draw 2 and an off turn play, and we can keep some removal as well. I mean a draw 2 and an on turn play. Interesting. What we'll do, we'll just draw 2 first. Spend 2 Disappearing Axe to get rid of it, or we can do this. We can do 2 damage, and then we'll spite it, or cycle away the 2 cards that we just played. So we basically just played like remove that draw card. Just go ahead and Misguided Herald here. Don't really want to attack into a bodyguard because it returns back to hand every time you play a good card. Question is, do I want a Chronicler back, a Wolf's Bite, or I don't really care about Frost Gianting. I think that's a bit weak in case there's a off-turn banish, so we'll just go for the card advantage. Like this, exactly. This is exactly why I didn't want to do the Frost Giant. Probably would have gone for the 5 human tokens there. I think that's pretty strong. Draw 2. Obviously, the banish all non-tokens does nothing against this board. Our battle cry has some kind of odd synergy here because we need to play it to draw 2, sadly. I was gonna say we could just play it with all of these tokens, but no, we need to draw 2 cards. We need more card advantage. Just come with our humans. One card in this card pile, so we'll just attack with a Warrior Golem and then pass probably. Alright, we'll try and force a block here. Sure, that's a trade. Happy to make that trade any day of the week. So our 2 human tokens are way worse than a buff champion. I think we need to act first. 6 is a lot to take every turn. Can't just keep taking 6. I mean, well, we could do like 1, 2, Sea Titan, recycling. We could threaten lethal, but I don't think it's really worth threatening lethal. So we'll just go ahead and discard this Steel Golem. Maybe the Chronicler. The Chronicler might have been good in case there's a board wipe here. I think we're good. I'm gonna spend my gold first. I'm happy with 3-4 blocks here. Just because it means I can attack with these other 2. Possible I should have wolf spited the human token here, but this block was made anyway. I think the wolf spite the human token is a better block, so I should have played the wolf spite to get rid of the human token to force this block to happen. Anyway, let's just get rid of the ancient chant so we draw an extra card. Alright. We'll split that anyway. And that way we can play this Warrior Golem here. And then if this 2 gets in, then we can kill with the Disappearing Act. 2 damage. Looks like we won't be getting in though. Somewhat tempting to Deadly Raid here. As like a draw card, and then you have to answer this or you're dead. So sure, let's do it. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I mean, this deck's great. Exactly how I remember it. Stable. And very explosive. It just comes out of nowhere. Consistently does a lot of damage. I wonder how the AI plays it. Let's try the other side of the matchup. I guess, do we have Burn? Or the human token deck? We have Tom's human tokens. We'll play Tom's human tokens versus this deck. I'm not sure which one's favored. It might be the Untouchables one. They're going first. Like, Martial Law is great. Don't really want Deadly Raid. It might be something like this. I don't really think Noble Martyr is very good. First Exile seems fine. We'll just start with Paris and then pass. Sure. So we saw Keeper of Secrets and Ancient Chant. So we could just banish that and make 3 humans. Not sure if we'll find another target since there's a lot of untargetables in there. Even this Veldin here doesn't do anything because we have so many champions in play. So yeah, and probably I would actually return a Sky Herald to hand here. Oh, that inherently make this extremely good. Even if one of these human tokens get eaten, it's not worth not making the attack just in case. Yeah. This represents 5 damage, and I put a Paris into play. I think that's too good to pass up. Once the gold's been spent, I mean. In this situation, I do actually think it is better to just take all the human token damage before playing the draw 2, because you know your opponent has a way to buff all of their human tokens. I don't want to play the Paros until I know the way is clear. Just gonna continue the card advantage. Urgency seems great, but we have to worry about Ice Drake because we saw it earlier, which expends all of my champions. So just play as though the Ice Drake's coming. Sea Titan, no Noble Unicorn, I guess. Just go ahead and Insurgency. Should be lethal. That's lethal. If it all hits. Looking for an answer. I don't think anyone was found. I mean, that's the game. So yeah. I think I would prefer to play the Untouchables deck, but I'm not actually sure which deck has the has the upper ground in this matchup. Haven't played a lot of games where it was human tokens versus untouchables. Anyway, I think I'm just going to wrap up the stream here, but good game. And I'll be back on Friday with another spoiler and some more Epic. In the meantime, have some good games, and I'll see you next time.